Rory MacDonald outlasted Neiman Gracie, defended his welterweight championship, moves on to the finals. He will face Douglas Lima in a rematch of their 2018 fight. You had to wonder what Rory's mindset was like. You had to worry about the turnaround. He looked good. He dominated the fight until the 5th round. Gracie couldn't get anything going. He went for a leg lock, isn't able to make it work. Rory's reach played a big role here. Very precise. He was landing strikes. Otherwise, this was Rory doing what he usually does, winning the fight, but not doing anything that makes you say, damn, I can't wait to see Rory fight again. He had some nice scrambles. So did Gracie, though. And MacDonald was able to stave off some of those takedown attempts. Gracie did spend the 5th round on top. I thought he had a real chance of locking in that arm triangle. But I agree with Joseph Boza. He says, I think Rory was in this fight. I do too. Despite what I would call an uninspired performance, I don't think it was one in which MacDonald was out of the fight and mentally wasn't there and was blaming Jesus on his lack of violence. I think he was there. I think he was in the fight. He's not an exciting fighter these days. That's how I feel. So MacDonald won his first fight in a year and a half. His first fight since Douglas Lima. In that time, we've seen Rory MacDonald lose to Gegard Mousasi, who is admittedly a top light heavyweight in addition to the best middleweight. He was, I think, probably given a decision that belonged to John Fitch, but drew with him. And then had just an win over Neiman Gracie. Okay. Meanwhile, Douglas Lima went out and slaughtered Andrei Koreshkov, tapped him out, put the pain on Michael Page. Douglas Lima's trajectory, man, you got it. He's had a lot of reps with Rory. He's had 5 full rounds. I don't know if I'm leaning Douglas Lima, but the trajectory of the two has me leaning that way right now. Hey, that's Bellator 222. Bellator's got another okay card coming up soon. I'm going to try to pull it up without looking like a dope. Also, I want to thank Joe Holbert for covering this show. The man's over in the UK, and he's still up covering these shows, and Jeremy Lambert helping me out. But Bellator London has Mousasi versus Lovato Jr. Mousasi defending that middleweight title. So here's the thing. I know that I mentioned Lyoto Machida and Vadim Nemkov as potential light heavyweight title challengers, but to be honest with you, you got a guy in Gegard Mousasi who has a claim to that as well. I know he hasn't fought at light heavyweight in a little while, but if the guy wanted to, he could easily if he wanted to. He's beaten a lot of guys that competed at light heavyweight and are going to compete at light heavyweight, and he's a former Dream light heavyweight champion, a former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion. He could step right up and slide into that. But this is a pretty decent show. You have Mousasi and Lovato, Paul Daly and Eric Silva, James Gallagher in action. Melvin Manhoof in action. They got Charlie Ward in the cage. Kate Jackson fighting Lena on the prelims, which surprising to me. They also have Denise Kielholtz, that somebody at least probably put on an interesting fight. She lost to Veda Ortega her last go around, but an okay show, not one that I would recommend skipping. Don't know if we're going to, I think we'll probably group that post show together, but wow. Yeah, next weekend, Paulie versus Artem Lobov. My God, if there's enough demand, maybe we'll do a show. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Leave a thumbs up on this, guys. Thank you all so much. Please hit that subscribe button and let people know about us. Share us on your social media. That goes a long way. Thank you, guys. We're out.